Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Time is now 4:30. Roll call, Tina here, Joanne here, Danielle here, Nicole here, and Victor
Here.
Please stand and join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to make a motion to approve tonight's agenda. May I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries 5-0. Number 5, approval of consent items. You all had the opportunity to get your questions answered regarding the consent items. Can I get a motion to approve the consent items as listed?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve 5A, B, and C.
And I'll second that. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries 5-0. Moving right along, the National Art Conference presentation by Mrs. Quebec and Mrs. Johnson. You didn't get to sit down for long. She was like, what can be first? You fans.
I want to stand right in front of Jean, just so you're not right in, the camera's there. You just don't want. Okay. Sure. Or you're not good. Do the.
Anywhere's fine.
Yeah. Making sure to stop here.
Just with my ear.
So,
Use this here.
oh, sure.
Okay, so my name is Kelly Johnson. I teach K1, 2, and half of third grade art.
Time together and actually organize all the things because we did a lot of different sessions.
So it was the National Art Education Association Conference in Chicago. What am I pointing?
You're talking here. It's not working.
Is it not working?
No.
Did you turn it on?
No. No, it was on. I think
It was on?
green means on, red means off. Wait.
You gotta point back here.
Oh.
All right.
I'll just give you a thumbs up when we go to the next one.
Got you.
Okay.
Okay, so the purpose of the presentation, our goal tonight is threefold. First, to highlight key takeaways from the conference. Second, to share specific strategies that support student engagement, inclusion, and creativity. And third, to show how this learning will translate into real, meaningful changes for our students.
So this conference, why did it matter? It was a national conference that brought together thousands of art teachers from all over the country with the same goal, improving our practice, learning more about student engagement and learning. So research-based practices back to our classrooms.
Okay, so one of the major themes throughout the conference was student voice and creative confidence. This is the idea to provide freedom when you were presenting lessons and allow kids to grow and challenge past the first steps of a lesson. Students often shy away from challenges or personal expression in their art, and more so now than ever, they struggle with the idea of like putting themselves out there. So they're oftentimes leaning towards copying examples or doing the first idea or just going with what's easy rather than kind of like, being vulnerable. So this conference has given us reminders and new tools to help students and even myself find courage to create. One of the keynote speakers, Bisa Butler, and that's her art on the bottom. On the bottom, yeah. That's her. She spoke about the importance of finding your own art again and how creating has a way of inspiring your students and inspiring others when they see that you're also creating. I haven't created my own work in a long time, but she's kind of like lit a spark under me, and I've been trying to do more work and let the kids see me do more work in the classroom that isn't just examples of what they're doing. And then Liz Flores is up on the top, and she's a Chicago-based artist. And she, on the other hand, spoke from the perspective of how she was a child with a dream and how teachers are the stewards of those dreams. And both women provided such inspiration and a newfound sense of purpose in what we both do. But more importantly, it's like a reminder of how we can be a positive force in the lives of these children that really look forward to coming to art like every week. I mean, there's so many times we hear kids say to us things like, "This is my favorite part of the week, and I would never be sick on a Wednesday." So, I mean, it's just like a good reminder that that's really like an important thing that we, can help grow. We wouldn't want to squash it by not appreciating how important that is. Yeah.
They were super moving. It's incredible. Another key theme was being inclusive for all different types of learners. Small adjustments can make big differences. So a key mindset shift was moving from, well, this student is not able to do this, to instead, how can I adapt this so that student can participate? Some practical examples included perhaps stabilizing materials using the newest and latest adaptive tools, adjusting the height or the angle of a work surface for a student, or providing high contrast materials for their extra visibility. So it really did give us some good practical ideas. And again, these are simple changes, but they allow students to access learning in more meaningful ways.
So one strategy that really stood out was the individualized student support. This approach focuses on each student as an individual and looking at their strengths and their interests and their communication needs and how the environment can support them. For example, if a student struggles with fine motor skills but enjoys tearing paper, we can create projects to use their strengths rather than forcing them to fit into the mold of a project that is a real struggle for them. This helps students feel more successful and valued. And another way to emphasize, I can't even read it, the equity and dignity of all of our learners is to use tools in a way where they are not special tools, but like maybe buy whole classroom supplies of special scissors and just allow all the students to use whatever they want to use. And it just kind of makes it less of a unique tool for one person. So I had never even thought of that. And it's just such a simple thing to do instead of just always having supplies just for my special students.
I took a class that focused on designing your classroom space and the physical environment and how that impacts student behavior and engagement. So ideas, creating purposeful spaces such as sensory spaces, building areas, or collaboration zones to better meet the needs of different types of learners and what they enjoy. So even without additional funding, simple rearranging of materials or rethinking how a space is used can improve student independence and focus. And it comes down to designing the classroom from the student experience in mind. So with the brand new art space that was provided by the referendum, I do plan to use specific strategies and concepts that were expanded on at the conference in that area and bring them back to my classroom. Another key theme was reframing failure. A powerful takeaway was how we approach mistakes in the art room. So fear of mistakes is something we see consistently through all grade levels. Many students become frustrated very quickly. They want to start over, erase constantly, or even
Some students
Give up.
won't even start a project unless they have an eraser right next to them.
Mm.
And they haven't even started drawing, but they have to have an eraser.
yeah. So a focus on how mistakes are not just expected, but they're valuable and actually could be encouraged in a way. We can teach students to see mistakes as part of the process and sometimes even a starting point for something new and creative. So specific strategies were given, even lesson plans on how to teach students to move through these challenges, recognizing themselves the importance of a mistake and how to reduce fear with that.
And kind of following along from reframing failure, this connects directly to building a growth mindset. Instead of focusing only on the final project, it's important to focus on the planning, the effort, the problem solving, the self-assessment even. I just think implementing this mindset by asking students questions like, how did you figure out how to solve that problem? Or what would you try differently next time? Or if you could do this whole project over again, what might you decide would be a better route? Maybe different materials or, any of those questions. I have often done self-assessments, but this has given me a new way to really be specific about getting kids to think about what they might do differently in their next project when they reflect on the project they just completed.
So just more takeaway bullet points here. Play-based learning was another major theme, especially in early elementary art education. Research shows that children learn best through exploration, movement, interaction with others. So allowing time for play and exploration in the art room, students can become more engaged, more creative, and more willing to take those risks if it's more of a play-based environment. So they have less fear of a negative outcome. And what that could look like is perhaps taking movement and turning it into drawing, or going outside and exploring nature and creating based on what they observe, or simply giving them open-ended materials and letting them experiment. So the final artwork is still important, but the real learning with play-based takes place in the thinking, the experimenting, and the problem solving along the way. So that's really something I do want to incorporate into my room.
Well done. Great, moving on to number 7, district administrator reports.
Have to get my screen up. Tony, if I can switch with you. Okay. Things on. Yeah, I was string ball working now. He's trying to I have an emotional support competency. Well, usually if you're diagnosed, you switch to caffeine free when you get the it's
Well, hello there. We have a special guest that I would like to talk about, and then we have another special guest, another special person who couldn't be here tonight that I'm going to talk about. That's how we're going to start our sort of celebration. Sad, but happy for them. So, I'd like to start out by saying thank you to Kathleen Dovich for all of her years of service. She's been in the district 15 years, district reading specialist. I had asked a couple people to just give me a few words about Kathleen, and I know Carrie's can say some words, and I don't know, maybe Lisa Littell is. Janet was like Johnny on the spot and got them to me, so I've got them up there, so I'm going to read them. Her passion for literacy is inspiring. She didn't just teach reading, she helped students fall in love with it. Her work in reading intervention has changed the trajectory of countless students. Because of her dedication to closing gaps, more children are not just learning to read, but learning to believe in themselves as readers. Our staff is stronger because of her. She shared her expertise generously, supported her colleagues faithfully, and helped shape the direction of instruction in our building. So, Carrie, do you want to speak?
Kathleen has been a steady guiding presence for our literacy programs and really has been the foundation of building our academic RTI in Bristol. She basically started it all. And so we owe so much of our student success to these systems and the support that she has worked tirelessly to put in place. Beyond her leadership, Kathleen has a gift for building amazing relationships with her students. You can see her love for each and every one of them in everything that she does. She doesn't just teach them to read, she makes them feel seen and feel capable. As a principal here, I can't share how appreciative I am and how grateful I am for your expertise, your kindness, and your guidance. Right from day one, you welcomed me with open arms, and while I'm super happy for your next chapter, I know I personally am going to deeply miss you, and I know that all the staff will be missing you as well. But thank you so much.
My basement flooded, so I got the message about, I'm like, okay, I can make this happen, so here we go.
That's right.
I have this, you've been a wonderful colleague and mentor who's impacted our students and staff for several years. You always approach your work with a true do what it takes attitude, and we make sure we follow through with it. And willing to try new ways to support your students and the staff. With the changes this year, you've embraced learning new programs and systems, and with new insight, you develop new systems with your signature humor, often saying, "Could we be all technique?" I always laugh with your paper and pen ways, but it showed the value that you had in being organized and detail oriented. You always are willing to help with a smile and took the time to show me the ins and outs of the work while trusting me to make important decisions for our students. You always taught me so much about having poise and confidence with the work that you do. Appreciate that forever. You're going to be greatly missed. I'm grateful for all of the years under you as a teacher and as a team member. But I know your next chapter is going to be filled with so many great memories. So, you know, let me check for you. Thank you so much.
Issues.
Yeah,
My,
he wanted to say something. Is that okay?
yeah.
Well, I didn't expect this emotions. Hopefully.
Thank you. Dear members of the Board of Education, Dr. Schmidt, Principal Houston, and Principal Nielsen, even though she's not here, and everyone. I am writing to formally announce my intention to retire from my position as reading specialist at the conclusion of the school year. Can you make the first paragraph? As I step into my next chapter. After 15 wonderful years at Bristol, I can confidently say it has been a joy, and at times quite the adventure, to be part of this learning community. From decoding first sounds to celebrating fluent readers, I have had a front row seat to some truly magical aha moments, and a few humorous encounters with students exploring initial sounds with various word terms. You can use your imagination. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the current Board of Education for your ongoing support, leadership, and commitment to me personally, as well as Bristol students and staff. Your dedication to maintaining a strong vision for literacy and learning has made a meaningful difference in not only my work, but in the success of our students. Additionally, I recognize the past boards of education whose leadership and vision have shaped this district over time. Together, your collective commitment has created a strong foundation that continues to support meaningful learning. I am very thankful for the school administrators, past and present, who have supported literacy work, encouraged new ideas, and helped keep things running smoothly. Most of the time. It has been an honor to work alongside you and serve under your leadership. To the amazing teachers I've had the privilege to work with, your dedication and commitment to students and Bristol are clearly evident and admirable. I have learned and grown alongside each of you on this journey, and it is my sincere hope that I have contributed to that journey in a meaningful way as well. Finally, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to my RTI team. Your collaboration, problem solving, and unwavering focus on meeting the needs of every learner have made a lasting impact on our students and on our school. The thoughtful conversations, shared expertise, and commitment to doing what's best for kids have truly been a valued part of my time. While I look forward to a future without a daily 7:15 a.m. arrival time, lesson plans, data meetings, and occasionally running about the building to find a working copier, I will deeply miss the daily connections, the shared laughter, the celebrations of success, and maybe even the occasional scramble to find a wayward magnetic letter or dry erase marker. Thank you all for your continued support throughout my career here at Bristol. It has meant more than I can fully express. I leave with a full heart, a mind brimming with memories, great pride in the work we've done together, and every confidence that this district's future is bright. Wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Yeah. We missed.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, right, so you know what, they're not gonna accept it. Very right. And we have one other staff member who's came forward to say that they are gonna retire. Cheryl could not be here tonight. But we do want to thank Cheryl Seaward for her service. She was been a special education aide for 6 years. And I got a quote from one of her colleagues. Our staff is stronger because of her. She shared her expertise generally. I'm going to Kathleen, help me out. Generally, faithfully, and helped shape the direction of instruction in our building. And I talked to Cheryl today, and I can say I appreciate the fact that Cheryl is not afraid to speak up and tell me things she thinks I need to know, and I appreciate that about her. Cheryl then sent back to me. I know she gave you her retirement notice in writing, but she wanted to add that she said, if I can add one thing to my retirement notice that I didn't before, is that I loved working at Bristol Schools since the first day I entered the building. Now I'm gonna cry, and I'm not even Cheryl. I'm not even my favorite thing was I love my job. I love what I do, and Bristol is the place I want to retire from. I have accomplished that goal. I'm leaving with a heart full of love for the students I've worked with and every person I've had the pleasure of working with. Each one gave me something I could take with me for the rest of my life, and I'm grateful to have been here. I will miss it, but I'm looking forward to spending more time with my family and traveling. So we will give a piece to Cheryl tomorrow. So and then just other celebrations. We will be celebrating National Library Week, April 19th through the 25th. Just some pictures of our wonderful library staff, Melody Ferruzzi and Beth Spiegel, just thanking them for all of their hard work and fostering a love of reading with our students, and just reminding people to save the date. We have a Scholastic Book Fair, May 18th through May 22nd. Stock up on books and all those other things that they sell at them, all those little charms and stuff, right? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Sport.
Right. Exactly. And then just a little strategic plan update. At the March 18th special board meeting, the board did approve the hire of Danielle Bozinick as our strategic plan consultant / facilitator. So just sort of a timeline of how things are going to go. We are hoping to get a community survey out as part of our school board mailer in the next few weeks. I will be holding student feedback forums the week of April 27th through May 1st. We're planning a community stakeholder event Monday, May 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. And we will work on the place, actually where we will be doing it in the building. And then just some other timelines, feedback findings, and report. Danielle will report out to the board in June 26th. She'll go through the themes from all the feedback. Over the course of the summer and fall, we will have strategic plan committee meetings with smaller groups of people with the goal of reviewing, revising the vision and mission, reviewing and revising current strategic pillars and our priorities, clearly defining measurable goals aligned to each strategic priority, creating key performance indicators, creating a progress monitoring plan. That's not right. Creating progress monitoring dashboard and structure for reporting. Whoops. And then presentation to the board with a final strategic plan, metrics, and a progress plan, hopefully at the end of fall 2026. So just letting you know that we're excited to get starting with that work. Great. We've got one of our principals here, so they said I could share this. So we are going to be reorganizing how our principals work in 2026, 2027. Carrie Houston, who's here with us tonight, is going to become the principal of our basically 4K through grade 4 grades, and Mrs. Nielsen will become the principal of our grades 5 through 8. In talking with the ladies, they're both wonderful. But some of our goals are developmental specialization. Sometimes the needs of 4K2 are different than 5-8, and they both need a lot of focus. Accountability and efficiency. Again, just trying to help give our staff more attention in needed areas, and it's hard when both ladies are going across a PK8 system. Clarity of contact for families and staff, stronger relationships, and just that cultural cohesion. So I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to supporting both of them. The other thing that I did want to update you on, this isn't so much, I mean, it affects our school. The village of Bristol has been working with a group connecting Bristol on 2 pedestrian planning projects. One is a village-wide pedestrian trail plan, and the other is they're looking at a study to create a recreational trail connecting the village hall to the Strawberry Creek intersection. I just wanted to show you who, and I met with Olivia from this group. Just she wanted to share with us some of their ideas. They're proposing extending some sidewalks. Again, safer ways to get our kids to school, right? Highway 45 is always a concern. This is just a very preliminary draft. There is a meeting, they're looking for public input on April 28th at the Village Hall. And again, they're looking at grants, like what kind of grants can we get to do these things? I know that any crossing improvements that we can get in through a grant on Highway 45 are appreciated because it's an area of concern for kids. Not only kids that cross during the school day, but if you are an older person or if you have a disability, getting across that road is tough. People kind of fly over that. And it's easy. People are, not always paying attention. So some exciting things there. And then just a reminder that Staff Appreciation Week is May 4th and May 8th. So just putting a plug in for our awesome staff. I know PTO has big plans already, and anytime people would like to just send staff an email or a card or just letting them know we appreciate them and all the great work they do. And then summer school. We are working hard on this. And I know every month I'm like, summer school booklet's gonna be out, and then it's not. So we are there. It's coming out this Friday. We're excited. If you know of anybody that wants to teach summer school, we've got classes. So families should look for the summer school booklet with course descriptions and registration links in this Friday's. Wow. That's it for me.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
All right. Moving on to Jorge's business manager financial updates. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations.
So, I mean, there's B basements, but actually, do you know the Schroets? Apex?
Well, good luck.
To clean my carpet right now. Okay. I'm so
That's
sorry.
ours.
Thanks. I'll take you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
So Jorge is not feeling well, so he's not here tonight, but he did send me a business office update just so, if he thinks he's laying around not doing anything. That guy is always busy. So kind of an idea of what he's got on his agenda for the next 30 days. He's been meeting with department heads, trying to wrap up 25-26 year-end projections. Where are we sitting at? Again, fiscal year-end projections for all revenue and expense accounts, fiscal year-end balances for equity and balance accounts, IRS quarterly and state tax reporting, the food service meals reimbursement claims, WRS monthly remittance reporting, and then gotta love DPI. They changed the WUFAR codes for special ed spending. Now you think they would have just put that in our special ed funding grants, but they didn't. So he and I are actually spending time going through doing journal entries to make sure that it's accurate, and then doing one piece in the actual grants and then going and changing it in Skyward. So just making sure we've got the new account structures and adjusting all of the grants, special ed and title accordingly. He's continuing to enter partial grant claims for all approved title grants. And then we've been working to get just more liability insurance quotes and renewals. Again, going through those contracts, is there a better product out there that we could save money on? So those types of things. He's been integral in that work. Next 60 days, kind of continuing the same stuff. Meeting with department heads, looking ahead to 26-27, continuing to work on staffing budget for 26-27, updating fixed assets in preparation for our annual report, prepare a preliminary budget for the 26-27 school year, issue teacher contracts for next school year, issue, if we would, issue those letters of assurance to non-certified staff for next school year, so I'll bring those to you in May. We have the WASFO Spring Conference in May, and I'll have a celebration to share with you in May about that one. Medicaid reimbursement claims, and then prepare for the preliminary field audit. We did finish our membership audit, and a big thanks to Jean and Linda and Jorge on that. And then just 90 days, again, just kind of, you get an idea of what he's doing. So again, thinking about that, and our auditors will be here again before we know it. Preliminary audit, Skyward year-end closeout, strategy, a lot of strategy right now based on, that's why it's so, we know kind of where we're ending and what we can do before June 30th as we plan forward. So he's much more eloquent about explaining those things, but yeah, a lot of good stuff going on in our business office.
Rochelle, has anything changed with the SPED funding?
No.
from the state, nothing yet?
No.
Or anything either, maybe?
No, there was some talk that maybe they were holding out till after this last
Yeah, that's what I thought
election,
too. Yeah.
but now I don't think they're gonna do anything. I mean, I hope I'm
I hope
wrong.
you're wrong too.
I hope
but
I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Most likely you're right.
Yeah, so we are, again, taking a look at where can we make that up. Yeah, good question. All right.
Thank you, Jorge and Michelle.
Mhm.
Number 9, public comments. Anybody signed in? All right. Number 10A, new previous school board candidate, oath of office. Would you like to stand? And raise your right hand.
I'll just go over here.
All right.
Yes, lady.
Did she raise her? Did she not?
Yes.
Okay.
Right in. All right. I, Danielle Whitaker,
I, Danielle Whitaker,
having been elected to the office of Bristol School Board,
having been elected to the office of Bristol School Board,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
but have not yet entered into the duties thereof,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
and will faithfully discharge the duties of my office to the best of my abilities.
You got it.
Did it.
Congratulations.
Big.
Congratulations.
Smaller chunks.
Yes.
But
wedding
memory.
vows. It did a good job. I remember. Thank you. It's wedding vows
And
with
that's
bigger words.
Literally.
Thank you. Looking forward to serving again. Yep. Thank you.
All right. We have a cheerleader in the audience. You can clap.
Now they get to go to the diner. That was trade off.
That was the deal. All right, 10B, the 8th grade Washington DC trip.
Okay, I threw this on the agenda, because I was thinking about policies in my old district, and I was thinking, my gosh, we used to just take the kids across the border to Illinois. I know you live on the Illinois border, and you always had to get that approved, and oh my gosh, what if I missed something? So they're going in a few days, and you probably already approved that piece of it, but I just want to keep it on our radar, and there's a meeting coming up, I think on the 17th, actually, for next year's trip. So I thought as long as we're here, just want to remind you that we have a group going April 27th to May 1st of this year. Next year's trip is coming up. And since it's an annual, I just thought maybe I could throw it out there and we could just approve it for next year and then it's done. So
Who organizes that for?
we have Jill McDonald and Rachel Bringsby that organize it.
It is packed with interesting things.
Right.
As
God
I
bless
went
them.
through the agenda of what they're doing, it's just packed with stuff. so,
Yeah, an
Well
awesome
done,
experience.
It's a busy week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
busy.
Yes. And Carrie will be going along with Carrie Houston.
They need a vacation from their vacation.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're giving
Yes.
a day off.
Right.
So going back up to, we approved this Washington DC trip in 2023. We've never approved it since. So,
We skipped a year, yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
yeah.
So we're at 5.
We're not
2 years. But that's fine.
Um, What was that?
But you're right, because they're leaving out of
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think,
Going
yeah, I
overnight,
told
we
Jill, I'm
need
like, I'm pretty sure
to-
they're not gonna say, oh, no.
No.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 eighth grade trip. Obviously, they're going. That's a great thing that they're going. And the itinerary that you provided us, which is again a fun-filled,
Yeah,
Amazing,
packed
right?
trip.
learning.
Hopefully they can come back.
Learning.
Some students can come back and tell us.
Oh, that'd
about
be
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
lots of
sure.
learning.
All right, I'll second the motion.
Can I add on to that motion?
Oh, yeah.
And then approve the 2027 eighth grade trip. With a caveat that we get to see the great agenda when that comes available later in the year. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries 5-0. Have fun, everybody. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're keeping the 75-40, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Or 7450 is that?
75-50, yes.
74. Yes.
So we have 5 policies for a second reading that we previously did the first reading on. Any questions on those second readings?
Nope.
I'll make a motion to approve the 5 policies that we have listed on the agenda. Seeking a second in that motion.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any nays? Motion carries 5-0. And then 10D was the Healthiest You updates.
So I know at last month's meeting, regular meeting, we talked about Healthiest You and just where are we going with this? And again, looking at just the cost of so many things are rising. We're working through, finishing up this year's budget and looking forward. And again, our staff that have insurance through us have the teledoc option through Healthiest You. So we really are, and it's not costing them anything. They have a zero, it doesn't cost them anything, and their deductibles wait for it. We have another group of people, right, who get cash in lieu because they've got other insurance. And we've got about 22 employees out there part-time who I don't know if they're using this or not, because I don't know who uses it. I'm going to make an assumption they are, but I don't know that for sure, right? And again, as much as I want to support the people that are using Healthiest You, we also all went into this year knowing we have to make some choices. Rates are going up. So I am going to be recommending that as of 7/1, right, June 30th would be the end of the current fiscal year, that we drop Healthiest You. And we take a look when we're looking at savings and say, okay, maybe where else could we place that money? I don't know. I'm not making a recommendation on that, but we all know something is going to have to give. And so again, just my rationale is sort of the elimination of redundant expenditures. We've got people who get cash in lieu. They've already, like I said, just simplification of the employee experience and just being more efficient. And then again, really thinking about where can we use those savings. So it's kind of my rationale.
Okay.
I think the one thing that would be interesting to know like a year from now, but difficult to track, would be one of the praises of Healthiest You is how quickly people were seen, and then the reduction of the use of like subs,
Right.
because if they can't, that costs the district money
Right.
with a sub.
Right.
So it'd be hard to find out, but that feedback would be welcome. Like if this teledoc isn't as strong, or if we're seeing that's a pattern that probably would be hard to pick up.
Right.
But that was an attractive part of Healthiest
It
You.
was.
Yeah.
Right. But probably something we could add to a staff survey.
Right.
In the future.
Or I don't know if like when people, I don't know the process when people call out, like if it's like wait, if we would know at some point if wait time impacts their ability to come in, or they have to take their own child, like whatever that would be like. I don't know how to gather that info other than maybe staff survey at end of year, but
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the recommendation.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Do we have a motion? Does anyone want to?
Or are we motioning it at 7-1?
I'll make a.
to get a notice. You have to give 60-day notice.
Oh,
You have
60
to-
days.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess I do have to give a 60-day notice, so I guess.
Can you make a motion? I
We
guess?
can make a motion to be effective at that date.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to terminate the health issue contract effective 7/1/2026.
I'll second.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries 5-0. And 10E was the board website updates. Want me to tell them our great findings?
Yeah.
So, as we were looking over some websites and for the board portion of the Bristol School website, trying to get that updated and getting to more of what we were talking about in our goals to have a dashboard of what we're happening or what's happening on our end. We learned that we have a contract already with Board Docs, and we've had this contract since February 3rd of 2025. It has never been executed, or it's never been told to us that we had it. And actually, Matt from Diligent or Board Docs, like he has multiple
He's diligent. yeah.
Diligent, but the Board
Board
Docs
Docs is
platform,
still the platform that we use for policies,
yes,
which is now like this.
merged together.
Not
So
merged, just connected.
him and Dr. File or Mr.
Yes.
Files created it, and that's as far as it went.
Okay.
So Victor and I did a training today, and we're working on next week, hopefully, to finish what they started in February, and hopefully maybe in May would be completely up and going, and we'll be able to present that and go from there.
Yeah.
Questions, thoughts? It was a surprise, but we were like, hey, it's kind of halfway done a
It's
little
ready
bit.
to go. And so, oh, go ahead.
Is this all, this philosophy and mission statement, are these on the board website?
BOE
Because
page?
the mission statement is really,
The new one or the old one?
well, I don't know, it was attached to this agenda.
Oh,
It says the Bristol School in collaboration with parents, students, community will
Where
provide
was it attached?
effective behavioral instruction in a nurturing environment.
I think it was in the drive, right? That's what you're.
Oh, yeah, it's in the drive.
Yeah.
It just sounds like maybe something that should be reworded.
well, I think there's gonna be a lot of rework.
Yeah, there's
As we move things from one site to another,
Yeah,
we
Okay.
we needed to do that, but I also, normal migrations like this is, we all need to kind of take a look at it, put it through a fine tooth comb, run them in parallel for a little bit, and cut off the one and put them in the other.
Mhm.
okay,
So,
sounds good.
yeah, it was
It's,
not difficult to administer.
yeah,
There's a learning curve, don't get me wrong. I was a little afraid I was gonna break something when I was doing things, but recovered quickly, and getting it back to where it was, so.
a nice undo button.
Yeah, there was a nice undo button, right? And there's some steps that we've got to figure out on how do we get the old over into the new, like the old agendas and the meeting minutes and the videos and stuff like that. And we walked through that today's session. It's coming together. We've got some branding to do. So we'll be looking at, hey, what's our brand guidelines as far as what color red, that kind of thing that we want to
Yeah.
use, what logos we want to use, and then any sort of images, right? How we want to put those images out there and make them look professional.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool.
all right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Right, so that was just informational only, because we are learning daily what's out there. 10E, mailer update from the board.
Well, I just have to jump in here real quick because I got kudos and I did nothing. You did it all.
Oh, yeah. So I provided a draft. I sent the file to Lori so she could edit. And we can talk offline as far as logistically who does what. Happy to help, but also very capable. The print, the team's capable to do it too. So the print shop's located in Antioch. It's Impressions Counts. They also do the Central West Dosha mailer. The cost to do a 6x9 mailer to everyone in our district is around, with printing, around $1,200. Very reasonable. So even this idea, as you all work on the website, you could be thinking about if we did like a spring and fall one, The fall mailer could be focused on driving people to the website for the school as a whole. And then also, if you could get people to sign up for digital updates, if we did a fall one focused on like, we need to pull people together for two-way communication, that'd be a neat focus for the fall one. But for spring, it's on one side, it celebrates like what's accomplished in the past year. Dr. Schmidt's working on getting tidbits to plug in there. And on the back, it talks about the future. It talks about the strategic plan. We're determining when the window for the survey will be open, and we'll have the May 18th community night on the other side. So that sounds like that'll go out first week of May.
Mm-hmm.
So people will know what's going on. Yeah. But I mean, it's a very reasonable price point. So I don't know if in the upcoming fiscal budget, if we want to create a particular like GL code, like an accounting code for that, because that's something that's a board directed expense. And because I was thinking, even with this mailer, is that coming from the approved strategic budget or is this standalone? It's kind of serves a dual purpose. So we could talk about that later, how we feel as far as where it would fit code wise.
Sure.
Yeah, good news. It's pretty straightforward.
Thank you.
Still advertisements.
Yeah. No, can't advertise everything. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is a really good draft to
Yeah,
look at it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Open enrollment updates.
Hey, and thank you to Jean for keeping these updated. So at the May board meeting, you will be going in and approving the seats or the applications, correct? That's on the May docket. As you can see, we've got a total of 55 students right now with applications for open enrollment in. And we've got 20 out. So I didn't go through to see who the new ones were, if there are new ones for out, if they are private schools, if they are siblings of kids that are already out. I do plan to get that data more. But again, it's good that we're always being positive, right? So that's a good thing.
For the number of apps received, I know it says 55, but really 10 of them we don't have spots for. So we'll open enroll 45.
That would be my suggestion, and then create a waiting list.
Okay.
Right, and you can always go back and
Would we not try to backfill the 20 that are leaving?
I think we will talk about that as well. I think
Good idea.
yeah, that's possible.
Well, when I guess the question would be is if it's already counted in the counts, because
Yeah.
are these open enroll outs? Those are existing open enrollees.
Well,
or are they all
some of them were existing.
Yeah.
And
So there's
in
a
the
partial.
past, it's a partial. So I think spending some time before we have the May board meeting to parse that out, so you know exactly what we're looking at.
Okay.
But we've got a nice number of applications into 4K. Right, so that's great. And again, we didn't have any seats available at 6th, 7th, and 8th. So
Well, given the 4K that we have 21 apps received and 12 spots, because we've in the past talked about like a breaking point of where you open a new section or not, if that would make sense. But then it would be looking to see if those same numbers can be held with 4 sections for the rest of their time here at Bristol.
right,
So
right.
I'm sure you'll all think about that.
You'll bring it
before
all up
May.
in May.
Yeah, May.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the update.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jean.
10H, which we've all been emotionally
Yeah.
heard about, the special education aide, Cheryl Stewart, and the teacher, Kathleen Dopich. So thank you, Cheryl and Kathleen, for our dedication to Bristol School. We wish you well in your retirement. I'll make a motion to approve the retirement of Cheryl Stewart and Kathleen Dopich. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
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 Any nays? Motion carries 5-0. That's hard to say. Anyways, moving on to 10I, the May board meeting date. Currently, it's scheduled for May 20th. That is a very busy day here at Bristol. So we would like to reschedule that. That's the spring concert. for the kiddos.
Nicole, because you have a second, third, right?
I have a second.
Okay, because I know don't have a conflict, but we should still move it.
So some dates that Gina was able to give me the contract or the calendar for the month of how many people are using the building for the month of May, which is a lot of events happen in the month of May.
Mm-hmm.
How does May 18th was the day that the event that's here, the 6th,
Yes, the strategic.
6 to 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay. May 14th. The only thing on the calendar now is the PTO fun run.
That's all during the day, though.
Nothing happens in the evening
Nope,
hours.
it's just for the students during the day.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. What would that work? It works on the calendar that Jean provided. How does that work for everybody else here?
I'm gonna be out of town. How about anything before, like the 11th or 12th? Or are those booked up?
I'm not available the 11th or the 12th. Not that I need to be here, but what about the 13th?
I'm good.
Okay.
Oh,
How does that work for
13th?
Does that work with the school?
when is the end of school, May 30th?
June 3rd.
June 3rd.
Friday, June 3rd.
No, June 3rd is graduation.
Yeah.
June
Oh,
5th
June
is
5th is
the
the
last
last
day.
Oh, on Monday?
Friday.
Friday.
Oh, I have the wrong. It's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
It's
The
a
third
Friday.
is a Wednesday.
And if I send them
The
here,
5th is a Friday.
So May
June-
13th at 4:30.
yes.
Does that work okay with you, Michelle? Okay.
The 13th. Okay.
All right. So I'll make a motion to change the May school board meeting from May 20th to May 13th at 4:30.
I'll second it.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
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 Any nays? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Future agenda items. Anyone have anything that they want to put on the May other than the normal things?
Was it in a 60-day window-ish that we would do? I feel like as we approach the prelim budget, wonder if we should just do a workshop that's more designed for back and forth. But whatever in the future, whatever your recommendation would be, maybe getting it on the calendar just because summer tends to be a lot of vacations. So maybe if it's a June, we're getting together just to know in advance would be helpful.
Are you talking about with the union?
No,
No,
first
just
the
preliminary.
prelim budget
Oh,
where we look at
oh.
it as a whole.
Didn't we usually do raises and contracts in May? Well, we did them in April.
That's correct. The first two years, it was more around contract renewal. I think what we did last year was we did contract renewal pending the increases based on the conversations with the union.
Mm-hmm.
And we did the conversations with the union more mid to late summer. So I think that sounds like where we're on track to do that again this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be meeting with Katie and Kristen next week.
Okay.
To talk about when they'd like to start those conversations. I also think we would like to have a better idea of just, we're trying to finish up this year's budget and see where we're at.
Yeah.
So that we can, project forward. So I do think it would be nice to have a finance meeting, even, I know Trace will be, definitely before June, because we want to have a preliminary budget for you to vote on
In June.
Okay. by July 1st. But if, even if we sat down and could just talk to you about projections, this is what we're projecting, so.
A large part of that is insurance and stuff like that. And I know I saw in your update that you're kind of looking at other options. Will you have kind of an update for that? Okay.
The health insurance? Yeah.
Talking about, I mean, I don't,
Okay.
I know that, yes, it's not on the agenda
Because
exactly, but yes, I'm just gonna answer yes.
Yes. Okay.
I can't say that I'm gonna
So
have
you
exacts, but
So you would potentially want to meet after Memorial Day,
yes, earlier
Yeah.
in June,
but like
Yes.
before June gets going. Okay.
Anything else on future agenda items?
Okay, sorry.
Well, do we need to, in future agenda for May, discuss what day that's gonna be up?
Anything that you guys want to put on, topics that you guys want to put on.
Well, we have policy that's reoccurring, and then we'll have, because we'll keep doing first and second.
Other than the
readings.
normal stuff.
Yeah, and then we have
Summer
the. Well, do we?
It's kicking off in June, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if we have to approve it.
We don't have to
No, not
approve
to
it.
approve, just the status.
Just to know.
Hear
Yeah,
about it.
right. How, who's ready?
Straight up report. Yeah.
How many,
That's fine.
how many kiddos you got?
All right.
Are we picking a date for that finance meeting?
Mhm.
Or, no, okay.
Just kind of on the horizon. I'll talk to a 42 too, and yeah.
That's gonna be a tricky week.
Right, going on to number 12, the board will convene into closed session to discuss and take action if appropriate under Wisconsin statute 19.851F to consider financial, medical, social, and personal histories or disciplinary data to specific persons, preliminary considerations of specific personnel problems, or the investigation of charges against specific persons, except where paragraph B applies, which, if discussed in public, would likely have a substantial adverse effect upon the reputation of any person referred to in such histories or data or involving in such problems or investigations, specifically to discuss professional staff service review and investigation. I'll make a motion to move into closed session, seeking a second.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, Tina, I, Victor,
Aye.
Nicole,
Aye.
Danielle,
Hi.
Joanne,
Aye.
motion carries 5-0. Very
All right, I will make a motion to move into
open session, seeking a second.
I'll second.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries 5-0. And I'll make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. Time is now 6:15. Seeking a second.
I'll second.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.